I'm Mixer Johnny, and this is the top 10 supervillains who should have appeared on a superhero TV show. Number 10, Ragdoll. He can appear on any show that has something to do with the Flash, and he was a contortionist at a carnival, but he went out of business when the carnival went out of business, so he went to crime and the original Flash stopped him. And he was mind controlled by the Thinker. When the second Flash went to Earth 2, the Golden Age Earth, for the first time and meet J. Garrett the first Flash, and they stopped Ragdoll and the Thinker. In Zane Robinson's Starman comics, he has a way with words, which is how he made a cult. So Starman brought the Justice Society back together and they defeated Ragdoll. He told them that he would get his revenge by hurting the ones closest to them. Then he tried to escape. So the Justice Society had no choice but to kill him, because it was out of desperation and surprise. He joined the secret society of supervillains and the Injustice Society. He betrayed the Injustice Society and he died. He's an original Flash villain. And the Thinker was an original Flash villain, but he became the second Flash's villain. The first Ragdoll was a part of the Secret Society. The second Ragdoll was a part of the Secret Six that was made by Scandal Savage, Vandal Savage's daughter. There should be an episode where the first Ragdoll becomes proud of the second Ragdoll. The second Ragdoll had painful surgery, so his barber can be proud of him because he would have his triple joints and it hideously disfigured him. His father is the first Ragdoll. They can make him a Batman villain too, since he has triple joints. And if he has triple joints while fighting the fastest man alive, that makes him an inspiration to kids. And he's already a rival to Catwoman, and they would have to go with the costume from the Batman show.
Oh, that's tight. Little help? Please, let's not make this too easy for me.
Number 9, Joker's Asylum. Since Joker is saying the story to us, it counts. I'm not saying they should put it all in one episode. I'm saying they should do one episode of one story from it for one of the Batman shows. We get to see the villain side of the story. We get to see how they spend their day. The stories are good, and we get to see some awesome fight scenes. We get to see sympathetic villains, and we get to see some awesome Batman villains. And we also get to see the most recognizable Batman villains. And we get to see good things happen to them, and Batman fighting them, and Batman defeating them. Number 8, Roulette. She's in charge of Metal Ball. Oh, that's where supervillains and superheroes who are good at fighting or have superpowers fight. She would be great for the Arrowverse, where we would get to see superheroes and supervillains fight each other. And she's also good at fighting herself. If they do an episode with her, you just know you're going to see some awesome superhero fights or some awesome supervillain fights. And she can either mind control them to fight each other. The superheroes can work undercover without her knowing it, or she can find out their secret identity and tell the world if they don't fight each other. Number 7, the Joker's Last Laugh. Since it's about the Joker dying, it counts. It would be good in any show or that has anything to do with Batman. The Joker is unleashing a virus that turns everyone into Jokers. He turned a German guy into a Joker because he thinks he's dying. It could either be used to make people think that the Joker is dying, or to see a bunch of Jokerized supervillains. Number 6, the Secret Society of Supervillains. They would be good on Justice League action. Kemo was shot from a plane and destroyed Bloodhaven, Nightwing City. And he's also a giant monster and made out of chemicals. Kronos went back in time and tried to destroy Batman. Lex Luthor is Superman's arch-nemesis. The Joker is Batman's arch-nemesis. They can have their own movie. It would start out showing their origins and how they fought the Justice League. Then they were formed by Darkseid without knowing it. Then they can fight the Justice League. keep them busy so Darkseid can go to Earth. Then they can help the Justice League stop Darkseid because they want to rule the Earth, they don't want to see it destroyed. But after it, they would still stay together to try to defeat the Justice League. And I would go with the version from Justice League Unlimited, but it being created by Gorilla Grodd, Lex Luthor, and the Joker. And also put Dr. Polaris and Dr. Destiny in there. Cronus' costume on the big screen would be awesome and cool. To see Kimmel on the big screen would be awesome. And to see Dr. Destiny's powers on the big screen would also be awesome. And you can also have Deathstroke in it. And for the movie, they would make Lady Cronus Cronus' wife. It became Lady Cronus to help defeat his arch nemesis, the Atom. It would also be a good way to introduce the Atom in the big screen. Number 5, Giganta. She is one of the most recognizable Wonder Woman villains, and she has awesome powers. She is seriously underrated. If she had more TV appearances, that wouldn't happen.
Giganta, you're out of jail. How's your head?
Pretty good, considering you tried to fry my brain.
Number 4, Tala. She can appear on The Brave and the Bold, because the Phantom Stranger is in love with her, and he appeared on The Brave and the Bold. If she appears on any other shows, she would have to be in love with Lex Luthor, because they are both villains and they're both big-time supervillains.
No problem at all, baby.
She is seriously underrated. If she had more TV appearances, it wouldn't happen. And she has awesome powers. She can also be an enemy to the Spectre and Deadman because of her magic powers. Number 3, Black Mask and Deadshot. They could appear on Batman the Cartoon Show. It already has a bunch of gangsters in it, and this is one of Batman's greatest villains, and he is a gangster. He can show up in Gotham and quickly rise up the ranks of greatest supervillain, but not to the Joker. And he can get Deadshot to try to defeat Batman. Deadshot can shoot things around people and they would fall over to hurt them. And he has other weapons. And he has a daughter, so that makes him sympathetic, and they can also show his daughter in it. Number 2, Thing Foom. On any Marvel superhero show. He fought every superhero in Marvel. He is a giant monster that spits acid. And the Midgardian servant took the form of Thing Foom to fight Thor. But when he found out that he was prophesied to fight Thor, he shed his skin to show his true form. He was defeated, but Thor died in it. Thing Foom was shrunk down to human size and gave him a chance to redeem himself. He formed the Thing 4, which was made out of monsters, then he was returned back to his normal size. Before I unveil our top pick, here's a few honorable mentions. Number 1, Injustice Gang. They can appear on Justice League action. People like villains, and this is a team made out of the Justice League's worst villains. Some of them already appear on Justice League action, and also if the Injustice Gang appears on Justice League action, we'd also get to see some new villains. Do you agree with that top 10 list? Please send me more ideas on what other top 10 lists you would want me to do.